Welcome to Seven Dads TV. I am your host, Ken Wood. Today we're going to start the show with the biggest news story that is breaking. I threw out my back when running last week, and holy shit, guys, my back fucking hurts. I supposedly I have nerve damage. That's what some, big pharma says. Ooh, nerve damage. But this last week I couldn't take it. I went to the doctors. I went to urgent care. And guys, we need some healthcare reform. I think just about all of us can agree that the healthcare system is broken. You know what they wanted for lidocaine patches, guys? $80. That's with insurance. $80 for lidocaine patches. Maybe if we had affordable lidocaine patches, we wouldn't have femboy twinks gunning down healthcare CEOs in the streets. And then you wouldn't have a bunch of libtardian, overweight, overprivileged wine moms celebrating it after the fact. That's just my take, guys. That's just my take. And also, I don't support political violence in any way. In any way. Political violence is absolutely wrong in any way. I don't support it, but the healthcare system needs reform. My dad actually, a little bit growing up, my dad actually threw out his back. And then he started popping a lot of Xanax, and it got him back into heroin. Now, he had the heroin addiction before, and supposedly he grew out of it, and then his back pain and Vicodin addiction led back to heroin. So I can't blame Vicodin. My dad just wanted the good stuff. He just wanted the good stuff, guys. And one thing I'll say is, like, some people know this about me. Some people don't. I grew up in a trailer park with a heroin addict dad. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, you grew up in a trailer park with a heroin addict dad? Like, I'm doing good, guys. I'm still white, I'm doing pretty good. When you look like a very feminine Tucker Carlson, things go pretty good for you in this world, And people always freak out about that. But I honestly loved going to my heroin addict dad's trailer, okay? Honestly, the thing about heroin is it just makes you nod off. So my dad would just be sleeping all day, and I would get to play NBA Street, Volume 2, and I'd get to play GTA all day. That's a pretty good childhood, okay? I found my first Playboy at my dad's house. Yeah, the only rule at my dad's house, you can't go in the bottom right drawer. There was a padlock on it. I found a Playboy in the top left drawer. So what the fuck was in that right drawer? It was my dad's stash. But I digress. Going back to it, I found a Playboy there, And it wasn't just any Playboy. It was 2004 Tori Wilson Playboy, okay? You guys don't know this about me, but Tori Wilson was my crush in WWE. She was my first celebrity crush. And all of a sudden, my dad has great taste, and it runs in the family. Because goddamn, dude. Because goddamn. You learn a lot, guys. Like, I learned a lot from having drug addict parents, guys. I learned a lot. Like, I learned that you can cook bacon in the microwave. You can cook eggs in the microwave. I learned that my mom is a two-faced bitch that doesn't tell the full story, and her boy toy Greg doesn't really make as much money as he says he does. You can make burgers in the microwave. I learned a lot from having drug addict parents, guys. I learned a lot, one thing, it's kind of interesting. It's a funny story. Telling people this is a real story. My dad was behind on his motorcycle payments, okay? And so the repo man was going to come in and take my dad's Harley Davidson Road King. Very nice Road King, purple. It was nice. And so the backyard was like right by my room. So my dad, he put tripwire and put beer cans along the tripwire and put it in the backyard. So if the repo man came in, he would trip over the stuff and it would make noise. My dad comes in my room one time and he tells me this elaborate plan, and he goes, Ken, if you hear the repo man trip over that tripwire, come get me. Come in my room and get me. And my girlfriend, when I first told her the story, she was like, oh, what would he have done if the repo man was in his backyard? He would have fucking killed him. He would have grabbed his 12 gauge and he would have went out there and said, I don't know there was a repo man. Boom. That's what he would have done, okay? Because that is America, guys. Because this is fucking America's. This is America. Do not tread on my dad's missed motorcycle payments, okay? Who gives you the right, repo man? You think that's your property? No, listen here. Because when I pay 12 months out of the 36 months of my loan, technically that should be kind of my property and you should give me more leeway for missed payments. That's all I'm saying. This is America, guys. This is America. I would say the worst thing about having a heroin addict parent is we never had spoons. Nope, never had spoons. Okay. I thought spoons were like a class symbol up until I was like 13. I would go over to people's houses and be like, fuck yeah, you guys got spoons? And my friends' parents would be looking at me like, what the fuck is going on in his house to where he's excited that we have spoons? You know? And the thing is like my dad would tell me that when I would ask why we don't have any spoons, my dad would tell me, oh, it's because the spoon fairies come out at night and they take all the spoons. Technically, he wasn't lying, guys. I thought they would be like little, elves in a tree that come down all night and steal the spoons. But it was really just grown men named Billy, Joe, and Gary that were stealing the spoons and getting high with them, man. And that's why I had to eat, my Cheerios with a fork, dude. Pretty struggle. And then my mom's house, like my dad and parents were separated. And like my mom, she she's the kind of the classic single bartender woman. She's probably gotten into more bar fights in her early 60s than I have in my entire life. Used to drink and drive with us a lot as kids. I've heard stories of my brother call my babysitter and be like, you sure my mom just picked up the kids? It's been a while, and then all of a sudden my mom's driving her car about to pull up in front of the house and she's going like 20 under the speed limit. The car's in neutral the entire time. But hey, she got us there safe. Doesn't matter if she was loaded. There was actually a funny story of my mom got her second DUI, I believe it was. My mom got her second DUI, and she was in jail. She didn't come home one night. Me and my sister are like, oh my God, where's mom at? And then our grandma calls and was like, yeah, your mom's in jail. So when I see my mom pull up, she was bailed out by my Aunt Kathy. So when I see my mom pull up, me and my sister run outside and we're like, Mom, why'd you go to jail? And my mom's like, who fucking told you guys? We're like, Grandma. She's like, who the fuck gave Grandma the right to let my kids go to jail? But it's good times. It's good times growing up in Downriver, Michigan, man. Tough times create character. It's good stuff, dude. And like the thing with drugs is there's a difference between drug use and drug abuse, and they kind of go hand in hand. Obviously, there's gateway drugs and peer pressure. But for me, I've had my fair share of usage, I guess. Like one time I took 7 hits of acid to try to figure out some life problems. And after a 12-hour trip, the only thing I realized was that the Red Hot Chili Peppers are the greatest band of all time. Stadium Arcadium is the greatest album of all time when you are tripping balls in the back of a 1992 Mercury, okay? The best band ever, guys. Shrooms, not really a big fan of shrooms. I know it kind of goes hand in hand, but shrooms, one time I took a bunch of shrooms and me and my friends were walking and then we saw like this group of middle schoolers that there was like 14 middle schoolers, dude. And I just thought, holy shit, it's 2 a.m. These 14 middle schoolers could easily beat the fuck out of us. And then it kind of made me think like, okay, I think I could take a couple. I think my boy could take a couple. And then you have that one friend where like, dude, he's going to go down. He's going to freak out. He's not going to put up a fight. He's just going to scream. And the middle schoolers are going to take him in there, So what I'm saying is I don't like drugs that make me susceptible to middle schooler attacks, unless they have a gun. Cause I guess that's what they do in middle school now is they just shoot each other. Dude, cough medicine. I love cough medicine. Not really anymore, but me and my friends back in the day, we used to have this thing called Box Friday, and we used to go to Family Dollar after school, buy a box of cough medicine for $1.63 with tax, take all 16 pills, and just go. This was the box face. You go, and then I remember one night. We got all fucked up on cough medicine. And then our friends were like, yeah, we want some cough medicine too. So we all went back to that same Family Dollar and we're walking around like, and that's the night they actually started putting them behind the counter. We were the reasons why our local Family Dollar was like, guys, we got to make kids ask for this. This is fucked up. They're getting fucked up and they're coming back here with their droopy faces and it's fucked up, man. But remember, kids, you want the 16 red pills with dextromethorphan in there. Okay, you don't want the 30 pack with dextromethorphan in there. It's lower quality dextromethorphan. Remember, you want the red devils and not the green goblins. Remember that, kids. Green goblins, no. Red devils make you go. Okay. So yeah, that's all I have on drugs, guys. Let's get into some news, man. Let's get into some news. It was reported that a jogger was actually attacked by a flock of otters. That's a real story, guys. That's a real story. A jogger was attacked by a flock of otters. I just know that jogger is going to say otter with a very hard R from now on. She's going to be really against affordable otter care from now on, dude. She's going to make some very harsh remarks about the otter community. Okay. She's not going to want her kids to be around those otters. Can you blame her? Can you blame her? Jesus. Sabrina Carpenter. I keep seeing like the music videos of like Sabrina Carpenter killing men and like talking shit about men. If Sabrina Carpenter hates men so much, why does she get double teamed on stage at every single concert? Explain that to me. Explain that to me. Why is she bending down and bowing to a man on her album cover? Something's not adding up. Something's not adding up. She looks like Miss Piggy on Ozempic. Okay. Dude, Iran, how did we get this? How does it 13 minutes into the episode? We're just getting to Iran, man. Jesus Christ. Iran. This one's going to be a clip, guys. Don't have to fast forward this one. Okay. Even with all that's going on in Iran actually still had time to do their annual Prettiest Woman in Iran. Drum roll, please. And the winner is... guys. Yeah. Ain't she a baddie? Come on, guys. Come on. We have fun here. Remember, it's a parody news show. It's parody, guys. Satire. It's satire, bro. It's satire, bro. I honestly think I see a lot of feminists siding with the Iranian regime, And I'll be honest, guys. I think feminists should be the only ones to fight in World War III. They should be the only ones, man. You got nose rings that could easily work as a samurai, little dagger thing, whatever those little Chinese star. Yeah, that's, I don't know, Chinese, Japanese. I don't care. But I think feminists should be the only ones fighting in World War III, guys. They have different color hair so they can blend in, camouflage. They got, all the keys to do it, dude. I got to work on that bit. I forgot to write that bit before filming this. You might be looking at the other one saying, damn, Ken, you forgot to write that bit, but you wrote the other ones. I know, guys. I've been hitting a wax pen way too much because my back fucking hurts because we got the worst healthcare in the fucking world, according to Teen Vogue and Cosmopolitan and all the other major news publications for my age group. So everyone was talking about the Alyssa Liao girl. I think that's how you pronounce it. God, I really need to do my research when I start doing these. Alyssa Liao won gold, and a lot of people were kind of arguing over her because she has very liberal viewpoints, but she still, wore the flag with pride on a global stage. And that means something to Americans. And for the immigration debate, everyone's saying like, oh, Alyssa Liao, like she's a great skater. So why are you against immigration? Like, I agree that Alyssa Liao is a great skater. And that's exactly why we need to import millions of Indians, okay? Because if you see how good this immigrant skates, you should see how the rest of them work a cashier at 7-Eleven, okay? Talent, guys. They're doing the jobs that Americans don't want to do, okay? Oh, man. So we got the anti-Islam protest. Oh, yeah. Anti-Islam protests happened in New York with Jake Lang, and, that's supposedly Jewish, Zionist, loving, white supremacist. I don't know. I'm not even going to really look into his background because I got too much on my plate. But shout out to the cop that kind of stopped that attack or went after the people, dude. So supposedly some Muslims threw a smoke bomb, or not a smoke bomb, like one of those IEDs that supposedly had nails in it, kind of like the Boston Marathon, and they blew up. And it didn't go off, surprisingly. And one of the cops, Aaron Edwards was his name, hopped a fence and ran after the attackers. Awesome. That guy's awesome. You see him hopping over that fence. That is a basketball legend at LA Fitness right there. That man's got hops, dude. That man's been waiting, dude. That man's been running the basketball courts at LA Fitness, waiting for real action to happen on the force, dude. You can't mess with those. Can't mess with those guys. You can't mess with those guys. Yeah, a lot of crazy things happening, man. I'm so glad it didn't move to New York, dude. So glad. What else are we talking about, guys? What else are we talking about? I'm trying to keep these episodes short because I'm just banging the clips, dude. Before I get into this last one, let me just get into it. Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey is in the news because he a lot of people were saying he's fake. He was a fake. It was a fake. It was a body double. And I believe the conspiracy, guys. That was not Jim Carrey. That was an actor named Andrew Banks Harrison. Just like Michelle Obama is 14-time NBA All-Star Karl Malone. You're not fooling anyone, Carl. You're not fooling anyone, okay? Not fooling anyone, dude. Got my eye on you, Carl. Got my eye on you, Carl. I don't know what I'm doing with my pen, but I got my eye on you, Carl. First lady. What a damn shame. Could you imagine a movie where Obama meets Karl Malone and they fall in love on a basketball court in the early 90s, but because of Karl Malone's sexual past with minors, that he, if he can't even make the NBA's top 100 list or top 50 list or, whatever, without that, how could he be the first lady? So they craft a plan to where Karl Malone becomes Michelle Obama. This Hollywood, listen, I'm here whenever you want. I'll suck any Jewish dick for fame, guys. I'm waiting on Harvey Weinstein's release, dude, with on my knees and my mouth wide open. Make me famous, dude. There's other women that won't do it. Hey, what are you doing in show business, baby? What are you doing in show business? Yeah, guys, I think that's about it. I'm trying to keep these episodes short so I can keep up with them 2 weeks, in apart. Follow me on other social media. I've reached over 2 million people on X in the past 2 weeks. My YouTube shorts, TikTok, and Instagram are growing faster than ever. 20 to 30,000 views on all of those platforms in the last 30 days. And just doing these clips, shout out to the people that actually watch the full videos. I'm going to try to do these a lot better. Because goddamn, that feminist siding, only feminists fighting in World War III, that's coming back, guys. Hey, listen, my last podcast has 12 views, in the last 2 weeks. And the past week, my clips on YouTube have 10,000 views. So I don't know, guys. Don't know. But that feminist only fighting in World War III, dude, it's coming. All right, guys, follow me on other platforms. Have a good night.